The Invisible Hand of Las Vegas. The Legend of Dealer M. The Hook. The heavy echoing sound of a ticking clock fills the room. Suddenly, bang! A vibrant neon-soaked montage of 1970s Las Vegas explodes onto the screen. Slot machines chiming, crowds cheering, dice rolling in slow motion. Casino ambiance, the rhythmic clinking of chips, a deep, ominous bass synth pad creeping into the background. Beneath the blinding neon glare of the Las Vegas Golden Age, reality didn't just blur, it fractured. Tonight we uncover the chilling, almost mythical tale of a man who turned the green, felt into his personal theater. A legendary dealer known only by a single letter, M. In his mid-30s, this unassuming man pulled off what would become one of the most audacious, mind-bending casino thefts in human history. Ultra slow-motion close-up of a dealer's hands expertly shuffling a deck of cards and stacks of high-value casino chips. Over a span of just 2 years, he made a staggering $1.2 million vanish into thin air. Today, that's worth millions more. But the true mystery isn't just how he stole it. It's what happened after he was caught, a courtroom twist. So bizarre it shook the entire American justice system to its core and rendered the value of a casino's fortune to absolute zero. This is the story of the man who broke the house. Sleek title card animation. The Invisible Hand. The Legend of Dealer M, accompanied by a heavy cinematic musical drop. The age of the eye in the ceiling shifts to a gritty, analog 70s style suspense, jazz with a steady, tense bass line. Grainy black and white archival footage of vintage Vegas casinos. The camera tilts up to focus on the massive, dark mirrors embedded in the ornate ceilings. To understand how M did the impossible, we have to travel back to an era long before the digital grid. Today's casinos are panopticons. They use high-definition facial recognition, biometric scanning, and predictive AI that tracks the twitch of your pupil. But back then, casino security was a fragile illusion. There was only the one-way mirror. Reenactment. Inside the dark, smoky catwalks above the casino floor, security officers in ties squinting through the glass, smoke swirling around a bulky, whirring analog camera lens, suspended in the dark ceilings, like watchers in a confession booth. Security agents strained their eyes for hours. They were looking for a single, unnatural jerk of a wrist, a nervous sweat, a momentary hesitation. Even where CCTV cameras existed, they offered nothing but low-resolution black and white static. And it was precisely there, in that blind spot between human fatigue and analog, static, that Dealer M found his playground. The divine hand and the $1.2 million leak. The tempo quickens. A clockwork percussion rhythm builds, simulating a rising heart rate. Reenactment of a high-stakes craps table at the prestigious G Hotel. Players screaming in excitement, dice flying across the felt. Cut to a sharp, close-up silhouette of M. His fingers move with impossible elegance. Operating as a craps dealer at the legendary G Hotel, M possessed. What pit bosses whispered was, the divine hand. Craps is the loudest, most chaotic game on the casino floor. Chips fly, bets change in a fraction of a second, and distraction is everywhere. For M, this chaos was a symphony. Extreme close-up of a $1,000 chip. In a single frame, it's on the table, and the next, it's gone. Animation of a digital counter rapidly ticking up from $0 to $1,200,000. His sleight of hand was so flawlessly executed, so impossibly rapid, that it bypassed human biology. High-value chips evaporated into thin. Air slipped into custom-engineered seams and hidden pockets in the blink of an eye. Day after day, week after week, for over 700 consecutive days of flawless execution, the casino had absolutely no idea they were bleeding to death from the inside. $1.2 million, completely erased. The interrogation room illusion. The music abruptly cuts out. Total silence except for a low ambient room tone and a distant, echoing drip of water. A cold, sterile interrogation room. Harsh fluorescent lighting. Grim-faced FBI agents, casino executives, and veteran gaming. Analysts standing around a steel table. M sits calmly in the center, But Vegas has an inescapable law: the house always wins. Eventually, the discrepancies in the vault became too massive to ignore. The G Hotel tightened the noose, launching a ruthless, hyper-focused internal surveillance sting. The trap snapped shut. M was caught red-handed. But what happened next, behind closed doors, defied all logic. M slowly places a single plastic casino chip in the middle of the steel table. The camera tracks the intense, unblinking eyes of the agents surrounding him, surrounded by federal prosecutors and gaming experts who had spent their entire lives catching cheats. M was asked to demonstrate exactly how he did it. The room fell into a dead, suffocating silence. M smiled. He moved his hand over the table. A sharp whoosh sound effect followed by an echo. The camera cuts to a super slow motion shot of his hand passing over the chip. The chip is gone. One veteran investigator later noted in his report, "The chip was right there under my eyes, and then it simply ceased to exist." Even with dozens of experts staring directly at his fingers, his hands moved faster than the human brain could process frames. He was slipping between the seams of time itself. In that room full of masters, there was nothing left but a terrifying realization of their own absolute vulnerability. The 27-cent loophole, a sophisticated, slightly cynical classical string piece, begins like a cello pizzicato building, an atmosphere of intellectual irony, a majestic courtroom, a judge's gavel slamming down in slow motion. Text graphic pops up on screen. The verdict. The true masterpiece of M's story, however, was not the crime. It was the trial. The prosecution arrived with a vengeance, demanding a prison sentence, befitting $1 million grand larceny. M was facing decades behind bars, but his defense team struck back with an unprecedented, brilliant legal loophole that caught the entire American justice system completely off guard. Split screen. On the left, the casino's corporate logo with the text, $1,200,000. On the right, a single raw piece of molded plastic with the text, 27 cents. The casino's stance was simple. He stole the face value printed on the plastic $1.2 million. But the defense posed a radical question. What is a chip outside of a casino? The judge listened, nodded, and delivered a profound piece of legal logic that changed history. The court ruled that a casino chip is not legal tender. Outside the walls of that specific property, it carries no monetary value. It is nothing more than a molded piece of plastic. The judge slams the gavel down. The digital counter shatters. The absolute verdict? M was not liable for the millions printed on the face. He was liable only for the cost of manufacturing the physical tokens. The judge ordered the legendary dealer to pay back the raw material. Cost a mere 27 cents per chip. Walking away with a hidden fortune, Dealer M stepped out of the courtroom, a completely free man. The ghost of the house transitions into a haunting ambient synth melody, leaving a deep sense of wonder and philosophical mystery. Drone shot sweeping over modern-day Las Vegas, at night a sea of glittering glass and high-tech mega resorts. The image slowly fades into an old, sepia-toned photograph of a vintage casino floor. Who then was Dealer M? Was he a phantom with unparalleled wizardry, or merely a brilliant opportunist who exploited a fleeting glitch in the matrix of law and time? Today, under the unblinking glare of modern AI surveillance, his crime is a mathematical impossibility, yet his ghost still walks the floors of the strip, a reminder of a lawless, romantic era, when a single man could look up and laugh at the eyes behind the mirror. The camera slowly pulls back into the darkness. A final slow-motion shot of a hand tossing a single chip toward the screen. Perhaps the greatest illusion M pulled off was reminding us of a fragile, uncomfortable truth. Value is not real. It is a ghost we collectively choose to believe in. We spend our entire lives chasing numbers stamped on plastic and paper, forgetting that society's grandest fortunes are built on illusions. Illusions that can vanish in the blink of an eye. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes on the hands. Engagement and disclaimer. Smooth transitions to like, subscribe, and notification. Bell graphic overlays. A prompt to type in the comment section appears. If this dive into the hidden history of Vegas left you questioning reality, let us know in the comments below. What would your verdict have been?
Based on a 45-year veteran casino dealer's real stories. Names changed for privacy, mixed with colleague rumors. Hit that like, subscribe, and bell.